Hey guys, the Explorer 4 here, the Horror Boy. Welcome back to some more reviews, and welcome back to the Planet of the Apes reviews. And today we're going to be getting to the third entry in the Planet of the Apes series, and that is Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Now, this film came out in 1971, gets a 6.3 on IMDb by Don Taylor. Now, this film is definitely one that I've heard about a lot from plenty of people, and honestly, for good reason. This is another one of those films in the series that just really shows me how good these movies are. Because, like I said before, I had heard about Planet of the Apes, and I really wasn't sure about it. I didn't know much about the series. There's a lot of freaking good quality films in this series, and this is definitely one of them. Of course, this is definitely a fan favorite. This has been held up there as one of the best Planet of the Apes movies for a good reason. And the story is very basic. You have essentially the first movie's plot flipped. Instead of humans coming to Earth and apes are ruling, it's apes coming to Earth and humans are ruling. And how it's explained is, I guess this is a sequel and does follow Beneath the Planet of the Apes. And the way that movie ends makes you kind of wonder, like, okay, if the movie ended like that, how are you going to follow that up as a sequel? Essentially, they explain it in this movie that the Earth had exploded and these three characters ended up making it off of Earth before it exploded. Of course, you got Zira and Cornelius, once again played by Roddy McDowall and Kim Hunter. Did a great job in this film. They had great chemistry, and their acting was definitely on point in this film. But you also had Milo, who was this sort of, I guess, scientist who had helped them reconstruct the ship from the first movie that Taylor had crashed on, and they ended up getting off of the Earth before the Earth had exploded at the end of the second movie. So, from the blast that they, like, I guess from the impact of the blast, they were kind of sent back in time. And they crash on Earth, and it's back in the 1970s, and they know about the future, and little bits of that leaks out by accident. And before they know it, you know, they're kind of feared. They're imprisoned. Nobody really knows anything about them. They don't talk much. One of them gets killed by a gorilla, the Milo character. And the other two, of course, are very saddened by this. And Zira talks to the humans. And the humans, of course, are very shocked by this. And the story kind of goes a different route from the first movie, where they become like celebrities. They become taken in by human society. They have a nice hotel room. They meet all kinds of people. They watch boxing matches. They attend meetings, and they go to museums. A lot of really fun scenes in the middle of the movie where, you know, they're trying out, oh, what's this? Oh, it's like grape juice plus, you know, and trying out wine, and oh, I like this. This isn't bad. What's your favorite fruit? Grape. You know, that was a fun scene. Or the scene where Cornelius tries on the suit, and he's walking around in it, and he comes outside, and of course everybody's laughing, and then Zira tries on this dress, and Zira's in this bathtub, and Cornelius is like, "How is that?" She's like, "Very wet." You know, and it's just like a lot of fun scenes like that. You know, the government is still not sure about whether or not having them on the planet is very safe or not. I mean, majority of the characters are definitely not afraid of Zira and Cornelius. There's only really one character in this movie that ends up being sort of concerned for the future. And that is Dr. Otto Haslund, played by Eric Braeden. And he did a pretty good job as a villain in this movie. And it's kind of a villain that, in a way, you can understand. Because through Cornelius and Zira kind of giving out too much information about the future, he's able to figure out that, okay, Zira becomes pregnant. That means she's going to have a baby. The future could be affected by this. And he finds out from Zira that basically what the apes were doing. They were hunting the humans down for sport, experimenting on them, and so he knows the future is doomed. And so it's kind of one of those things where it's a villain that you can understand why he's concerned, but he still takes it too far and becomes the villain. And basically the rest of the movie is a movie where they become feared. They're going to basically make sure that Cornelius and Zira are not going to be able to have this baby, and Cornelius is angered by that. And of course you have these two human characters, which I think I forgot to mention. You got Dr. Lewis Dixon and Stephanie Branton. Now, Stephanie Branton's character was played by Natalie Trundy, who I believe was in the second movie, and I think is in the fourth movie as well, maybe even the fifth movie. She's in a lot of these movies. Then you got Bradford Dillman playing Lewis Dixon. Great human character. They become friends. You buy their friendship between Zira and Cornelius and Lewis and Stephanie. You believe in their friendship. You know, it's buyable. And they all had great chemistry. And they're all great actors. They all did a great job acting-wise. And basically, Cornelius and Zira try to make it to this carnival where they can escape. And that's where you meet another character in this movie, who of course is Khan from the Star Trek movies. I don't know why he's not popping up here on the cast list. I don't know, but it's Khan from Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 2. I think he was a Naked Gun, but he ends up helping them and telling them, like, okay, if you guys can lay low for a while, I'll help you find a new area to kind of live in and, you know, flourish and be able to live free. Of course, the ending spirals out of control, and it's basically about, you know, Zira has the baby, and they're trying to figure out how to get off Earth, and the ending is very, very crazy. This movie really surprised me. It had a lot of humor to it. This is definitely one of the more lighter-toned Planet of the Apes movies. For the first half, it's pretty light tone. The very ending of this movie got really dark. Like, crazy dark. Super fast, too. So, it was basically like a slap in the face. The ending of this movie was crazy. But yeah, it has a lot of great moments in it. It's got some good cinematography. They were able to use the budget more for the environments and the scenes. And you were only really having 3 chimpanzees in this movie and doing the makeup. So you didn't have to worry about the budget of, oh, we got to have 80 people in mass or 80 people doing, you know, or 80 people in makeup. You know, so they were really able to use their budget with cinematography and direction and the environments and filming on location. This movie is great to look at. It has an awesome amount of locations that all look beautiful. And the movie shot extremely well. It's very well made. It has a good heart to it. And the story, I thought, also was a pretty strong point to this movie. It has an excellent story, dealing with the doomed future. Should man accept his fate, or is he going to try and fight it? How far are humans willing to go to change the future? And it just has a lot of great points to the movie. It's an excellent movie that I think has a great score to it. It's got awesome music. I love the score. I mean, I know this is a pretty short review and to the point, but I mean, there's really not much else I can add to this review other than, like, this is a very well-made movie. You had Roddy McDowall come back in this movie, did a great job. You had Kim Hunter come back in this movie, which did a great job. The acting, I thought, was also a big point in this movie. And this is really the movie where you get behind the Cornelius and Zira characters. You feel bad for them. You have sympathy for them. They are very likable characters. They're funny characters. And they're very, you know, in a way, innocent characters. And so when the humans take them in and embrace these characters, it's awesome. It's a lot of great moments, you know, very unique stuff that we haven't seen in a Planet of the Apes movie before. You have a lot of humor, and the tone's very light, and it's a very fun environment. It's a very fun film at that time in the movie. The movie's fun all the way up to the ending. Then the ending gets super serious. But the moment when things do get serious and the humans begin to hunt down Cornelius and Zira, you feel really bad for them. You feel terrible for these characters, and you hope they can escape. And the movie has a very downbeat ending. If you haven't seen this movie, definitely check it out. I don't really want to spoil the ending in this movie, but I will say this. It's one of the most powerful endings I have seen in a long time. The way it ends is just a gut punch, an absolute gut punch. And very, very dark ending. I will warn you, the ending is very dark, but the movie altogether, it's a short movie. It's very well paced. It's a well-made movie. It's got a great script to it. The score, the acting, there's not really a lot of action in the movie, but the movie makes up for that with a great story and good character moments and great acting. You have awesome performances by Roddy McDowall and Kim Hunter in this movie. You also have a great rest of the cast. I loved pretty much everybody in this movie cast-wise. They all did a great job. I mean, Natalie Trundy, Bradford Dillman, Eric Braeden. You have a great cast here. And yeah, I mean, it's a great continuation. It was one hell of a continuation because how do you figure out how to pick up after the second movie? And I guess maybe my one nitpick could be that it's a little bit of a confusing explanation for how there's a continuation to the second movie. Because, okay, they get off Earth using Taylor's spaceship that was fixed and repaired by Dr. Milo. And the blast, the impact from the blast, I guess, sent them back in time. I don't really know how that all worked, so that part I was a little bit confused on. But besides that, I mean, it has a good ending to where it keeps you interested in wondering, okay, what are we going to see in a sequel? And the sequel that we got was absolutely crazy. I'll get to that one next. But, yeah, overall, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a solid movie. It's a great film. It's a wonderful time, except for the ending. It has a fun tone to it for the most part. The acting's on point. It's a well-made movie overall. And, yeah, 8.5 out of 10 from me. If you've seen Escape from the Planet of the Apes, what's your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below. But anyways, that's it for my review on Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Great movie. Very well made. But anyways, thanks so much for watching the review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. And, yeah, Explorer of Horror is out. I'll see you guys later. Peace.